In our last episode, I removed the steel roof bars that came with the hiker trailer and replaced them with extruded aluminum T-slot bars on cross members. Today I begin to load the roof rack by installing a Rome cargo case and my ARB awning. So this is the box I'm going to be installing on top of those pieces, this Rome 95-liter case. What I'm going to have to do now is figure out exactly where to drill the holes, probably 4, perhaps 6 screws going through into those support pieces. I know that's a tough thing to do, is drill through this nice case, but that's what we have to do to mount it. So what I've done is marked off where I think the lowest points on the bottom of the case are. Those 4 blue, see under here, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 blue pieces of tape. I'm gonna measure those out, ballpark approximately where it should go on the roof, and then take out the drill and keep going. Okay, looking at the bottom of the Rome box, I've determined I'm going to put holes. In fact, I already started the first one here. In each of these 6 spots, which seems to be raised the most, which will fit snugly against the T-slot bars. So I'm gonna mark this one here. I think it's 3/4 of an inch from this lip, which is about centered, and side to side here is 2 inches, so that's about 1 inch. So you want it right about in the center. Which is what I did here. I'll do the rest in a moment, but for now, the drilling is really simple. It goes right through, and just like that. Very simple. So we'll mark off the rest of the remaining 4 holes and place it on top. And one thing I will have to do, I did violate the one of the basic rules of T-slot, and I did not anticipate putting those slidable nuts in the cross members before I inserted them. So I'm gonna have to take that, loosen those up, take those off partially, slide in the 6 nuts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put those bars back, and then I can fasten this down to the to those pieces. This is the final view of the cross members attaching to the crossbars, roof bars that have been replaced from the ones from hiker trailer with the T-slot, connected and really solid in each corner. And right now I'm shaking the whole thing. I'm standing on the fender and I'm shaking the whole thing, and it's not going to give it all. So this is going to be real solid. It's going to work out real well. I've measured the distance from these 2 and tightened them down at 15 inches and about 1/16, which is what the distance on the holes that I just drilled turn out to be. So now I'm just gonna take these nuts that I inserted here and slide them to hopefully about where they're supposed to be. The hard part here is gonna be putting the case on top and being a little bit blind as to where the nuts are underneath. So I may not be able to film that, but what I'm gonna do is put the case on top, open it up, and try to see where they are. Take a nut and a washer, insert into there's 2 spots here, 4 spots, and 2 here, which is about where I want it. And then if I need to slide it back and forth this way, I can loosen these up from underneath. But I think this is about the spot where I'm going to want it. A little easier to go front to back because I just loosen them from inside the case. This might be changed positionally based upon where the awning goes. The awning is going to be mounted between that front bar and this bar, and it's going to extend about halfway here. So I don't want it to interfere with the case, but I think this is about the right spot. We'll see how that goes. All right, I got the screws in. It wasn't too bad. I couldn't show it on the camera. I didn't get a good angle, so I just figured I would just go ahead and do it. But the case is up there. It's in a good spot, I think. It looks pretty good. It's very solid. You just grab onto it and move it. The whole trailer will move. So it's really solid in there. Very importantly, it's got a bottle opener handy to the galley back here. So that's how it'll look on top for now. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna get some end caps that snap on to the ends of these bare ends here when the project is done, just to clean it up and dress it up a little. But in any event, let's see if I can widen this up a little. Okay, this will just pop out open. So there you can see there's 1, 2, 3, And the rest are on this side, all the screws screwed down pretty well. Plenty of room in the roam case. Pretty easy to latch it down as such. And I think it's a good spot. It won't interfere with the awning, I don't believe, but I may throw it out there now just to check. If I have to, I can always slide it this way if I need to, or further into the center. I'd like to keep the center open because I plan on mounting some other things up here. So I think that's a good spot. And let's see what's next. The roof rack is up on the hiker trailer, and one of the first things I did was to install the awning. I have an ARB 80-inch awning. I love it. We've had it for a while. Does a great job. We had it on our two-door Jeep, and also a screen room that we attached to it. It's not a 270, and we got this kind of before the 270s became in vogue, but we really like the screen room because it gives us options to either use it in full screen mode or put the one or more of the walls down. We've used it in the rain, we've used it in the wind, we've used it on the beach to keep flies out. We've used it for people to sleep inside at night instead of a rooftop tent. So really, it comes in handy. We'll get to that in a second, but what I want to do is just show you how I mounted the awning. Let me flip this around, hold on. I use these ARB brackets, and as it turns out, first I installed it with there's 3 bolt holes, and I had all 3 lined up with the T-slot over here. But then what happened was the awning was too close to the body of the trailer, and the zipper underneath was catching on the end of the roof bar. So we moved it out, took it off, moved it out 1 slot, and was able to use the hole to insert the bolt through that holds down the T-slot roof bar onto the support bracket here, and it all goes through and holds it down really, really firmly. So I've got 1 here and 1 up here as well. So I do want to check the placement of it with respect to the body of the trailer to make sure that the door that's inside the screen room will line up as best as possible with the door on the hiker trailer. So I'm going to deploy it now by myself, and usually Sharon helps me out, but I should be able to do it by myself. Put the screen room up and see if I need to slide the awning backward or forward a little bit to line everything up. Turns out we're inside the screen room now, and this door actually lines up fine with the door of the trailer. I'll open it in a second. It's actually a little bit wider than I kind of recall. I always thought it was more geared towards just the front, but it actually is centered, so I could put the awning on either side. But I think for now we're going to just keep it on the passenger side. I'm sorry, on the driver's side. There's really no need to flip it. Just change it around if I wanted to. So there's the door to get in and out. And I thought I saw someone on YouTube that actually did something special with this, and kind of maybe they custom made another door, zipper door entry, and velcroed it around so you could actually just keep this open and it'd be one contiguous space without worrying about flies and all that going out, which is lined up fine the way it is, so I don't have to adjust the awning back or forward. And I think I'll call it a wrap.